Hey everybody, welcome back
Hey.
to Guys on Draft.
What's
Last episode we did the what would you call it? The unsexy, the least sexiest.
Least sexy female names.
That was an episode. And go back and watch that one and let us know who won that episode. This episode we are drafting the best sports cities / towns. Did I get that right?
Or municipalities,
Whatever that means.
communities.
You guys miss me?
Not really, to be honest. It's all a blur at this point.
Yeah, it's been. I'm back. Rocky's gone.
People in and out.
I had trouble recalling your name.
Mm.
You kept saying the guy on the couch.
I did as well. So when I made this random wheel generator, I just put wife neglector M and wife neglector P. So
There you go.
you know. So
All right, well,
we'll spin that wheel.
Spin it up.
I treat my lady like a queen all the time.
Triggered. Wife neglector P. Look at that. You get
Let's
the first
go.
overall.
I get the first overall
Way to
choice.
go.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Look at that. And let's
Finally,
see.
when Rocky's not here, somebody else wins.
Someone
see.
is salty
Let's see here. Let's see what we got.
about not getting a paid day.
Oh, and by a little hair, good boyfriend gets the next choice. So
That's the second week that happened to me. It happened last week too, where it was just like a tiny little sliver
get
at the
your
very end.
money up, not your funny up, Jamarcus.
Oh man, what are
Yeah.
some good sports towns, man?
There's a bunch.
So we going? You going first? You going
Are there,
second?
I'm going to go first.
I will go third.
though? Oh man,
Taking the turn.
yeah,
Looks like you're second.
yeah, I think so. By
So if you're
addition by subtraction.
if
there.
you're new to the show, welcome in. Please comment and like, and we pick a topic each week, and we try and make the best team off of that personal preference.
Yeah. I say, should we set some criteria
No.
for our sports cities here?
No.
Well, what are we thinking? Why?
Well, I mean, there should be some criteria.
what
like
are
what?
you thinking? Yeah.
Well, obviously, I think passion of the fans is
Okay.
one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was a given. I thought that was inherent in the name.
You're saying, like,
Well, I mean, to the millions and millions of viewers out there, we want to let them know what our
got you.
Billions, actually.
the billions.
So to Bryce Allen and Tim and whoever the girl is that wants to vote for me for president. So
Yes, that
our
girl.
3 viewers.
My favorite viewer.
You think how good the team is?
I don't think. No, I think that actually. No, I don't think that's a good measure.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good measure at all.
I mean, it could be used as one, but I don't think that a bad team makes a town not good either. But I think maybe
It's a city that
Consistency?
gets behind their teams.
I think passion for the fan base, right? Loyalty. I think also game day experience, like going to a game in that city.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be for every team, but it could be one particular team in the city. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
what about I think jerseys?
Well, I think we're all going to kind of describe
jerseys.
our own criteria as we go on, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
we're
you know
gonna say
what?
why.
Yeah, I guess. All right. You know
why-
what? You're
why
a real
they're
party.
so-
Phil was trying to fluff the friggin' viewer, man.
Damn it, man.
Ah, all right.
You're just trying to go in raw.
Well, I know you guys are starving because you haven't eaten yet. I'm trying to get you out of here.
I'm starving for a win.
All right, I'm gonna go with the obvious choice at number one here, and I gotta, it hurts me to do this because I'm from New Jersey.
Jacksonville. Unbelievable. Good job.
I'm going with New York. I mean,
I don't even think that's correct.
it doesn't matter what you think because it's my pick, right? So, I mean, you have the greatest franchise in sports history that resides in New York,
Which one's that?
the Yankees.
Okay.
Well, no, they are. I know, and you do have the Mets, and I like the Mets, so I'm not disrespecting the Mets. You have 3 hockey teams in the area. You have 2 football teams, one of the greatest franchises in history, and
Jets are
the
pretty good.
basketball team, the Knicks, have sucked for a long time, but the fans are super loyal,
They are super loyal.
and so are the Mets fans, and they've sucked for a while.
yeah.
I'm messing with you, but the Jets have sucked for a long time. Loyal fans. You could get into anything.
Here's my pushback.
Anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
And-
you could literally do anything you want.
Here's my pushback
On a game day.
I don't know if this makes it a better sports city or a worse sports city, but I don't know a city that's more divided with their sports teams.
That is true.
You always get like Mets, Jets, what is it? Mets, Jets, Nets, and then you get
Islanders.
or Mets, Jets, Islanders, and then you always get the Yankees, Giants, Rangers,
Knicks, yeah.
and it's
Everybody lands
it's
on
like-
the Knicks as one basketball team. Well, the Nets kind of changed it. But at least you do have the bylines of they kind of...
There's not a lot of unity, though. Mark's got a point.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes
Yeah,
it a better
but-
town, but I mean, think about that too. I'm thinking about it in the sense that there's so many sports teams that all of the state gets behind at least some part of
Wait a
the
second.
franchise.
I might have to baby gavel this year. Are you taking New York, this like the state of New York, or are you taking like New York City?
No, it's New York City.
No, it's New York teams.
So if you take Florida, you taking everything in Florida?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's
Oh,
that's not a city or a town.
That's not a city or town. We're not doing
Yeah,
states.
but yeah, all right. Yeah, we're not doing, but it's still the
You're taking-
greater New York area.
So you're
Yeah.
taking New York City.
We get
Yeah, I know what you're gonna try to do, but you can't do that.
No, I mean, so I'm just making sure that when we draft, like,
Buffalo.
I wanted to make sure that we
He's-
weren't taking
Yeah,
like too
Buffalo's
niche of a
not
thing.
like
Okay,
Buffalo's
alright.
not considered because it's not
Right.
So like New York City.
like you don't get Giants games in Buffalo.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making.
You know what I
Just
mean?
making sure.
You don't get Devils games there.
Yeah.
So I guess I mean, if you wanted to pick New Jersey as a
Yeah.
what city would you pick?
Yeah,
know,
that's
you
fair.
probably don't even know where they play.
Yeah. No.
But damn, I had a good point there, and so what you're saying, like the thing that could be bad, like a team that city that had, like, let's just say, well, I don't want to give a pick out. Let's say a team that's the only game in town.
Yeah.
The bad part for the city is that when they're not playing, that's it. I mean, there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
You know, there's people in the Midwest that root for teams the next state over because they don't have a team.
Right.
They have one team that plays in one sport.
And New York is such a
And
cash
then you get the
whore.
crossover too, like in the big cities where you got like Yankees players at a Knicks game, or you got Mets players at a Islanders game. You get the crossover with the athletes. It's a cool thing. Philly's like that too.
Yeah. Well.
You
man,
get
I'll be
what's
on
his
I'll
what's
be
the
on the
guy?
board.
What's his name?
Huh?
Which one?
Eh.
The prick that plays for the Phillies.
Oh, Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper, like Bryce Harper's at an Eagles game. You don't get that in a town that just has one team.
He is a prick.
I don't know baseball enough to back that up or not.
All right, number 2. I mean, to me, the only other towns to go are like the other big ones, and I can't.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Go with those.
You missed the obvious one, and I'm picking it right up. So team not Philly is going with Chicago.
Where you really should be from.
Yeah, I mean Chicago. I mean Chicago is title town.
Yeah.
Chicago's the Bears. Chicago's the Bulls. Chicago's the Blackhawks. Yeah,
It's not a bad pick.
It's
you
not
got
a bad pick.
You got the White Sox and the Cubs.
You look like you got a Polish sausage stuff
Nah.
in your esophagus right now.
I went up there.
Yeah.
I
He
look
did?
like a majority of the folk that
That's what I'm
go
saying.
to
You
Bears
look-
games. I
you
mean, I
look
fit
like
right
you're
in.
from there.
I felt like home. It did. It felt like home. You know, you just walk down the street. You're giving, everybody's giving each other, the Rocky bumps on the
Gun
the
violence.
chest. It's
There's a lot of history.
a ton of
There's
history.
Wrigley Field.
Great ball players on every one of those teams throughout history.
A lot of gang violence.
A lot of gang. Yes, there's a lot of violence. It's a
Including-
danger. So that's a good point because it's a dangerous place to walk around.
As
A lot of-
New,
lot
York,
of-
New York City's so safe.
Deaths
It's a lot
via.
safer than Chicago.
No way.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, it is.
I
And the
think
trash city that he's gonna name is the absolute pit stain.
There's
of
New York,
America.
New York City, maybe like in the 70s, was like crazy dangerous, but
New York City's crazy dangerous
No.
again.
there's
Once-
probably a
well,
bunch
yeah, I
of
mean, but
statistics
let's
that-
not get political. But
Once-
yes, that's very recent.
I like how you assholes turned this sports city thing into now like a
well, it's
political
part.
statement.
It's
about-
part of the game day experience.
I didn't.
Yeah, you might.
If I
you
want to
might
walk
die.
down and get a slice of pizza, I might get robbed.
I didn't feel threatened at all taking the train in Chicago.
Well, bullets probably
down to
bounce
the
off your
game.
belly, Mark.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's
Boom.
that's ridiculous. Talk about lowbrow humor.
yeah, that was bad.
That's
All
terrible.
right, but in taking the train, yeah, but what time? It was like 1:00 in the afternoon, or
yeah,
come on.
But we still
Mark.
took it home. Still took it home. 11 o'clock at night,
Well, I'll tell you what's a very.
and I was shooting dice in the boxcar. I mean, it was
Boxcar.
a fun town.
all right. Well, Team Go is taking Los Angeles
L.A.
with the number 1 overall pick for my team.
Well, it's not overall.
For my team,
Well, then it's not overall.
the 3rd overall pick for the draft is Los Angeles because kind of like what Phil was saying, it kind of sparked the idea there where there's a lot of teams,
3 cities I have written down: New York, L.A., Chicago.
a lot of crossover, and LA invests a lot in their sports. It's a big reason why they have a lot of athletes go to LA as well. just the rich get richer.
So can I ask you a question for a draft that we're having here of greatest sports cities, showing how amazing their fan bases are? You don't go with your favorite city?
Well, I'm trying to win the draft.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
think-
this
all
is
right.
pandering is what this is.
So I feel like here's what I
In my
think.
opinion, LA is a better sports town because of just the X, Y, and Z. I mean,
And-
Phil said it before the draft that there's like certain categories, like passion is one, probably just magnitude of the athletes is another one.
like, oh my God, we get it, LA.
well, no, I'm
Oh,
just
wow.
thinking
What
if you were
is- the
to
hell
if
is
you were to do
that?
like
That's
a
their fan base, man. It's
Wow.
a bunch of phony plastic
aren't you like
walking
from
around.
California or something?
LA. Oh God.
Stop talking like
Oh
that.
God, did you see the Clippers? Oh God, LA.
All right, here's my issue with the LA pick. All right,
LeBron.
why I
LA.
think you
your
probably
issue.
should have went. It's not bullshit.
What's your issue?
Okay, it's very top heavy.
Okay.
So like
Yeah, it's 'cause all the
Lakers.
plastic.
No, shut up. The Lakers. I'm trying to make a point. The Lakers, Dodgers. Good fan bases, passionate. Clippers.
Yeah.
Who's the other team?
Kings.
Kings.
Golden State.
If they're good, people show up. If not, they don't. Clippers, like they drag you down a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Like, so the top two,
Yeah, but they're so
Great.
top heavy.
yeah, but then you can. I feel like Philly and the Sixers and the other guy. I mean, I feel like you're better off with those three than the four you got in LA.
I just think it's a
and game day experience.
LA is just a conglomerate. I mean, you're talking about game day experience. LA, I mean, warm weather.
Yeah,
you
that's nice.
You won't die.
I'm
or
saying the
get
game day
robbed.
experience is nice.
Yeah. No, I'm
But
saying
Dodger Stadium's pretty dangerous.
give 10 categories. LA probably ranks pretty high in a lot of them. So I'm saying overall, LA probably is a better sports town.
Harry Styles concerts. Golden State
is
actually.
that where you seen it?
Yeah, actually.
Where? Staples? or?
The Emily Arena. No, that's Tampa
No, that's
Bay.
in Tampa. You seen him
not-
twice?
No, actually yes. Yeah, that's the first time I saw him.
Okay.
The second time was it's not SoFi. It's the one right next to it. The Coliseum something.
The Coliseum.
Is that just called the Coliseum? It's
Is that
right
where
next to
USC
SoFi.
plays?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you just went
Oh,
there.
and USC. It's another great.
Yeah. That's good. I
Wait,
just gave you one.
Yeah.
Shit.
Golden State plays in Oakland, right?
Yes.
All
No,
right.
not
No,
anymore.
They play in friggin' LA.
They do play in LA,
Yeah, but
right?
they're still.
Crypto.com.
They're not. They're not LA though.
It's. I, mean,
I get what you're saying, but
I'm just saying.
That's my point.
The top teams in LA are the top teams if you go by revenue, sport, like fans,
they're not
etc.
associated with LA though.
LA.
They have the Golden Gate Bridge on their jersey.
Yeah, well, maybe play in San Francisco.
Is that your follow-up pick, San
Yeah.
Francisco?
No.
Is that your second?
No,
Okay.
I'm going with Philly.
That would make sense though. Okay.
I'm going with the great city of Philadelphia, a crime of passion, you would call Philly fans. I mean, talk about ride and die by a team, and just the city itself. Like it dictates at least a portion of how these teams operate. The attendance is probably crazy there. I haven't had the pleasure of actually seeing a game in Philly, so I can only dream, and I think it's a great dream.
Not a place you want to go though, right?
Well, no, you can actually make a great weekend out of it. We went to Philly. I took Samara there in February, and there's a lot to do. I mean, we were there for 3 days, and we didn't want to leave. There's
Yeah.
so much to do.
Maybe you should have.
There's a museum. There's
Should've
great
stayed.
food there. More
So like,
things.
it's a
the
city.
Liberty Bell, whatever.
So
it's
it's,
Yeah.
called.
it's crazy. It's like a city then.
Historic.
Museums and eateries.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it's
got a
really
lot
cool.
of food.
And then you got good teams as well.
You do?
They do have good teams.
Yeah.
Where?
I'm not going to argue with that, but it's annoying. But I'm not going to argue with it.
Look at that. See,
Terrible teams.
from a New York fan.
Well, it is what it is. They're good.
Yeah. Take that to the house.
All right. Whatever.
He hates them. Just go.
Greased poles,
I'm staying in the
cheesesteaks.
I'm staying in
Don't do
the
that.
geographically in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Detroit.
Oh,
Detroit.
wow. That's a shitty.
Can you
Detroit, if you've never been,
rename your
I
team?
don't want to go.
Detroit is it's the city itself. The inner city of Detroit is so clean, and there's a lot to do in the actual inner city of Detroit. And when you go down to their sports area, all of their arenas are located within the same few blocks, which is incredible because it creates this awesome atmosphere of just camaraderie amongst all of their fans.
You're big-
So you got the Lions,
big
you got the
camaraderie guy.
Tigers, you got Bears. Oh my! You know, you got the Red Wings, who are arguably one of the greatest hockey franchises, dynasties ever.
Falling off.
They are falling off, but it's still a great town.
Actually playing well right now. But yeah.
There's good food. There's obviously crime. I mean, it's Detroit. Now let me paint you a picture. Going into Detroit,
I thought you just did.
You would going into Detroit.
We'll paint another one.
You would not assume that this is a great sports city, because if you have a picture of what Armageddon looks like, that's what the outskirts of Detroit looks like. Like there's just like random fires and shit going on, sirens,
8 Mile,
24 hours a day, and you get at the inner city and it's like it's peaceful.
Their sports fans don't even
Safe.
show up. The first time that their stadium was packed and there was no tickets to be sold was this year for kickoff for the Lions.
Oh my god! But you went with LA.
They wear
Stop doing that.
They wear paper bags over their heads. It's like the Browns, but a little bit better.
The Tigers
I'm just saying,
The
like
Lions.
I honestly I don't think
The
that's a
Red
good pick at
Wings.
all.
and the Pistons. It is a fantastic pick.
I think
it
they
is a
just-
lot
maybe
better
in
than
like
your
the
shitty
70s
pick.
I
or
think
80s
you'd
or
like a
something.
Midwest homer.
You took Philadelphia, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
That place isn't goddamn. It's a garbage bag.
It's a better Detroit.
Philadelphia is it's a bigger Detroit. It's a worse Detroit. Philly is awful. So team not Philly goes with Detroit.
Your
for its
team, it
second
should be
pick.
like team like gun reform or something. Detroit and Chicago.
Hey, but does Detroit have a cheesesteak?
Yeah.
They do. They actually
in
have
Philly, they just call them
they actually have
cheesesteaks.
Coney Island hot dogs too. Two brothers that split their franchises that are directly next door to one another, and both of them wrapped around the block. 2
Detroit-
a.m.
Did you say Coney Island hot dogs from Coney Island?
Yeah, in Detroit. It's
Well,
two
that's
bro-
kind of Coney Island,
It's
though.
two brothers that moved from Coney Island. One's called Coney Island Dogs, and the other one's called Coney something.
Chicago has the worst
A
style pizza.
valuable-
Detroit has the second worst style pizza.
No, I like Detroit style pizza. What's wrong with you?
Did you
What
say
do you-
Chicago
what do
has
you like?
horrible pizza?
Margarita flatbread?
Deep dish.
Dude, you never had yourself
I don't like
some
deep
Lou
dish.
Malnati's.
I don't like deep dish.
I don't want to eat my pizza with a
Oh,
spoon.
man. Nope.
I hate
Chicago
deep dish.
pizza is ridiculously good.
And you got Skyline chili.
Well, that's not.
That's
it's not
Cincinnati.
Chicago.
Oh, I thought that was Chicago.
No.
Oh God, you're stupid. All right,
Well,
my turn.
yeah, I got nothing there.
So I'm going with New Orleans, and we were there. And I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna 8 Mile myself. The area around the Superdome's not the greatest
Nope.
area. If you go one way, if you go the other way, it's great. But here's what I say about New Orleans: this is a city, a fan base that's been behind that team, especially after Katrina. They bounced back. I mean, how can you go against New Orleans? They survived. Was it Katrina?
Yeah,
Am I doing
sounds
the
right.
one?
Yeah.
Because it was Sandy. I was getting it confused. Now the Pelicans,
That didn't come off as pandering at all. That was heartfelt.
but the Saints, you got LSU. I mean, the city is just all behind that team. It reminded me a lot when we were there of Cleveland that way, where like Sundays the whole town kind of shuts down
yeah.
for that team.
You know what else it reminded me of? It reminded me of a porta potty is what it reminded me of. I've never been to a worse smelling city than New Orleans.
Well, you're talking about Bourbon Street.
Royce Duplessis has his work cut out for him.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
Oh, nice.
But you're talking about Bourbon Street, which is, I mean, yes, it smells, but it is also a big draw for somebody visiting the town for the weekend
Yeah.
to catch a Saints game. You get to go to Bourbon, the French district, and it's a nice, you got some strip clubs over there. A lot of stuff going on. It's a nice town to visit, and it's a bucket list.
Some outdoor strip clubs. We were there
Yeah,
for how
that's
long
true.
were we were there for what? All of 5 minutes. I was offered weed, coke, and sex. All
Well,
within
look at
5
yourself.
minutes on
I
Bourbon
mean,
Street.
Dang, Mark.
You're the guy
You're a
to go
chick magnet.
offer coke to for sure. Isn't that what they offered you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, hey buddy,
You want
hey,
a
buddy."
bump?
He's like, you guys need some coke? I just wanted them gone. I was like, no, we brought our own. He's like, all right.
Am I missing a team? No, that's it, right?
From New Orleans,
It's just them and the Pelicans and LSU, right?
Tulane.
Tulane, yeah. Tulane's, yeah.
I tore Tulane. Fun fact.
The Pelicans, it's up. They got a good team though. They got some exciting
whatever.
players, but
They
I
can't even
think
keep
it's all
Zion.
about the Saints. They can't. He's there.
That is a town all about the
No, they
Saints.
can't like keep him healthy. They can't probably keep him after contract. They can't.
Wow.
Zion probably when he got drafted, the Pelicans like, fuck. Like it could have been the Knicks.
That's
It could have
true.
been New
He
York.
could've been- well, he'd been hurt. So, all right. And then with my next one, I'm going with Miami, guys.
Ah, good
That's a
pick.
good one.
I was gonna go
I
with
almost
that.
went Miami.
I've been there for a Monday night football game, and they know how to party.
Sure they do.
Hey, it was nuts. They had These people set up a club outside. Well, first there was people that set up a stage. Now this is not the Dolphins. This is just fans in the parking lot. They built a stage. They had a twerking contest, a live DJ.
Did you win?
No. And then there was this other group of people. They set up a club. They had like 4 vans with TVs in them, systems, tents. They blacked out the sides. They had a full bar. You paid $5. You got to fill your cup with whatever you wanted. Weed all over the place. It was a night game. I mean,
Yeah, just like good weather too.
good weather. Like whenever you go down there, you know you're gonna go hit Little Havana to go eat. You could go to South Beach. The Heat are there too, which is another
Yeah.
big fan base.
I think Heat right away before I even think Dolphins.
Yeah, no, I just like that game day experience was pretty crazy. But the Dolphins are,
UM.
yeah, is there. I mean, it's a big place. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in Miami, and the weather's almost always nice.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick.
It is a good pick. Thanks. I think I won already.
That's not a bad pick.
I think I won already.
They're gonna go New York, like the whole city or the state,
And
and they're gonna vote for Go Team.
yeah, they're gonna vote for LA.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna keep the.
it gets worse every time you do it.
I'm gonna keep
So
the.
bad.
I'm gonna keep the fantastic weather going.
You
here
should get closer to the mic.
with the next. I'm close enough. You can hear me.
I can't wait to see where this
the next
city
city.
rates in the crime rate too.
Oh, let me guess. It's gonna be. Wait, let me think. Where is it gonna be? He's gonna go Arizona.
Nope.
Okay.
It's as anti-Philly as you can get, and that's Dallas.
Boo.
What's so
Da-
great about Dallas?
Dallas is a great city.
Jerry Jones is old, and stinky.
Relatively clean city. Beautiful weather.
That's right.
There's a lot to do outdoors in Dallas, but I mean, you have America's team there, which I'm not a big Dallas Cowboys fan, but
Neither are
not
Cowboys
big.
fans.
they
not
get behind.
America's team.
This is about great sports towns. They get behind their team.
No, they do
Then
not.
you have the Mavericks. The Mavericks, fantastic fan base as well.
Are they
And then you and then you have the Dallas Stars. So
They're
it's
actually
a-
pretty good too.
They are
Ooh.
pretty good.
Oh, that's probably baseball.
It's a fantastic, safe sports city.
Dude, Cowboys fans aren't even from Dallas. Like they all,
That's how good of a sports town it is.
No
That
one
they-
is in the
they
town that
branch
roots for the
out.
team.
They branch out into Philadelphia, even
No.
and New York, and
the criteria is to
all
where
over the place.
They're
Nah.
bandwagoners.
No, that's terrible.
Dallas is a
They have the real paper bag on their head.
Dallas is a great football franchise.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
oh man, it pains you to say that.
They have how many Super Bowls in their back pocket?
4.
Oh my God!
That's
and you talk
sad.
about you want chills? Go to the Cowboys training complex and you see the bronzed hands of Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach and Emmitt
Sounds like a good
Smith.
time.
And it's amazing. It's like walking back in history.
Hey, I'd go. I'd check it out.
No,
I'm a historian.
it's my turn, huh?
Yes, it's your turn.
That's how it works.
I'm gonna go with another historical city that
Bush.
really they only care about sports too, and it's Boston.
It's a good
They
pick.
care about drinking and seafood too.
Yeah,
It's a
they
good
do that
day.
while
It's a
watching
good
football.
Day. It's a
yeah,
good day.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a good game day experience. Come on.
yeah. Say what you want about Patriots fans, but you know
I just
they
couldn't pick them.
going to Gillette Stadium is a battle in itself.
They
and-
don't play in Boston.
Well, it's still
Patriots.
They play.
That's true. They don't play in Boston.
Yeah,
they
but-
play in
40 minutes outside of Boston.
Okay, so but Phil gets New York and it covers
So-
Brooklyn too.
So do I
huh?
get the Texas Rangers for playing in Arlington?
Brooklyn
for
is
Dallas
in New
too?
York.
I'm saying like New York City. Like,
It is part of New York City.
Brooklyn is one of the 5 boroughs, brother.
well, maybe I really just don't know geography
You are.
Yeah.
because Boston. Yeah, but you count Gillette Stadium as part of Boston.
It's I'm not. You get the Patriots. I'm not gonna not give you the Patriots. You get them. But if we were going technical, like what he's saying, yeah, they're not Boston, but they are.
Yeah.
They are Boston.
Just
But
like
is Brooklyn not a city?
just like Philly's
No.
NFC Championship win.
Brooklyn is
put an asterisk next to
here's
this.
the way to. Brooklyn is like if you're in Orlando and you're in Metro West.
Okay,
It's an area.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they were like cities.
Yeah. No.
They are, but they're borough. They're part of one city.
And the
Well, not
Patriots.
Like how you could go to East Orlando, you go to Metro West, you go to Pine Hills. It's all Orlando.
and for the
So
Patriots,
those are
imagine
towns.
they're boroughs, yeah, they're towns.
okay.
for the Patriots, imagine your town. You're in Orlando, and the Patriots play in Tampa Bay.
Really?
It's not
It's-
that far.
I think 45
Yeah, but
minutes
Tampa-
outside the city.
Yeah, but
No.
Tampa's like
45 minutes from
No,
Orlando.
No,
from
it's
me.
not.
No, for me, it's like
Tampa's like almost a 2-hour drive.
yeah,
What
Tampa,
are you talking about?
from where we used to live
Yeah.
to get to Amalie Arena is like
To see
to
Harry
get to
Styles.
Tampa Bay, where the Bucks play, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Right.
So
still-
to Orlando, that's like another 45 hours. It's almost 2 hours.
But Orlando straight down 4, Orlando to Tampa, you're cutting out a lot of time there too. You're
What do
already
you mean?
on 4. It's only about an hour, maybe a shade over an hour.
No,
Yeah, well, clam chowder, Celtics,
I think he gets the Patriots.
Boston.
Fine.
Boston's a good pick.
Asterisk.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board here.
I will say, in your defense, I've been to a baseball game at Fenway, and
Bet you have.
that's legit like walking into baseball history. Like it's a different feel.
Have you been to Wrigley?
I've never been to Wrigley. That's on the bucket list.
You've been to City, right? City Field?
Yeah.
You know,
Shea?
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I,
I
don't know if this is on your guys' board or not, but I'm going Seattle.
I thought about it.
I thought
The
about
12,
Seattle.
the 12 puts Seattle on the map. Everyone begs for the Sonics to come back.
And the Kraken are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Expansion NHL
Yeah,
team.
exactly. They just.
And you got the Mariners.
Look at that
Look at that.
last name.
And the Seattle
And
Storm.
who played for the Mariners?
Don't know.
Harry McGarrett. Harry McGarrett.
You don't know who played? Like two of the probably top 10 baseball players ever played on the Mariners. Come on.
Babe
man.
Ruth. Couldn't tell you.
Oh my God. Ken Griffey Jr.
Come on.
Does that ring
Ken
a bell?
Griffey Jr.?
Yeah, that sounds like a name.
Ring a bell?
Oh, my God.
Randy Johnson ring a bell?
That name's just too generic. It could be anybody. Randy
Alex
Johnson.
Rodriguez?
That I know. I didn't know they played for the Mariners though. I know nothing about baseball. You can't.
Know something then.
You can't sue me.
He probably knows more.
All right, so you don't get the Mariners then.
The best
I get the
best sports
Space Needle,
franchise in that city is the
Starbucks
Storm,
coffee.
for crying
They
out
also
loud.
have that fish market.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
They have
throw
Starbucks,
fish around.
but they're very depressed.
Well, yeah, but guess what brings
They
them
killed
up?
themselves a
Guess what
lot.
brings them up? Sports.
Not enough, apparently.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm sure the death expectancy and rate is higher in Detroit than it is in Seattle.
Different reasons, but probably.
All right,
Can't argue with the numbers.
We're running out of cities here, fellas.
No,
No,
we're
we're
not.
not.
There's a plethora of cities.
Plethora.
Oh, man.
People on YouTube really like the way you said that. Plethora. You got
Have
a
I
few
said it
comments.
before?
Yeah, you said it on Guys on Sports, and then I think like two of the 4 comments were like that, and then I posted on YouTube Reels, and is it called YouTube Shorts? And then the only comment there was plethora. I was like, why does that stick so bad with everything else?
Because
I
these
say?
people got bad grammar. That's why.
Plethora.
Plethora. What were the other comments?
Nah, I couldn't remember. Like Giants suck or something.
Makes sense.
All right.
You having trouble, guy?
No. All right. So I'm gonna go back to my
All right, I got to get ready here.
roots here with terrible gun violence, and that's Atlanta.
That's actually I was gonna pick Atlanta.
Atlanta's actually a really fun, cool
I
sports
thought
city.
about Atlanta. I like Atlanta.
I went to the
High in
Mercedes-Benz
crime.
Dome.
High in crime, but I mean, you got the Falcons, you got the Hawks, you got the what else you got there?
Braves.
You got the Braves.
That's right.
But
They're a good franchise.
but they they get behind.
They're a really good franchise.
They are a good franchise.
I mean, they beat you guys last year. They're better than
Yeah,
you.
I mean, and it's just a shame that their greatest teams were like 0-4 in the World Series.
Against whose team?
Huh?
Huh?
No, not
Who'd they lose
not
to?
at all. They lost
they
like
lose to?
once against the.
They were
goddamn
heavy
Yankees.
favorites, though, right? Weren't they?
I don't
Up
know.
2-0 in that
Yeah,
series?
I'm sure Steinbrenner paid off some umps for some terrible
That's,
calls.
oh,
Poor
you
Greg
just-
Maddox.
God, you're just a bitter,
Poor Tommy
bitter,
Glavine.
bitter man.
Poor John Smoltz.
So disgusting.
Poor John Rocker.
Keep going. All right, and here we are. We landed.
Atlanta.
That's all you got for Atlanta?
That's it.
Oh, you got the Hawks.
You got the strip
You
clubs?
got the Falcons.
The
They're
Dome's
like
nice.
world famous strip clubs.
They do have world famous strip clubs.
I mean, how are you leaving all this out? Ludacris is from there.
Well, I mean, we were just
Outkast?
we were yeah. Well, I mean, New Orleans. You didn't mention the Hot Boys or anything like
I
that.
didn't have
for
to.
crying
It's
out
the
loud.
Saints.
Yeah.
It's the Saints.
It's no. That's
I got-
that's the Hot Boys.
I was at a-
That's Master P down there.
I took a
There's
high
also-
school
yeah, that's true.
trip to Atlanta for a competition
Bet
for
you
something, and I remember walking back from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium to our hotel room. Like I was walking with it was like a class, like it was like 20 kids and like 3 or 4 teachers or whatever, and there was like this I don't know what type of like festival it was, but is it still called Gigolo when they wear their like face paint and things like that? Like it's like face paint, they look like clowns. Is that the right? Am I saying that right?
Juggalo.
Juggalo.
Oh, Juggalo. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
It's an insane clown posse thing.
apologies for the ignorance there, but they offered me a
Yeah,
like a
that's-
drug balloon.
That's the.
They wanted you to
ignorance
boof
that-
it.
Yeah, they were like I was like I don't know like 17. No, I was like 16 at the time. And then they were dancing around. They're like, "You guys want some balloons? Like it's $1 each, $1 each." Like, and there was one person that like huffed it and then like fell on their head like on the floor. And yeah, that's just what I think of it when I think of the balloons.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna go with I think a sleeper pick here, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Now here's why.
Some would say that's a state, but yeah.
Yeah, you're dumb. You don't know your geography.
I'm so stupid. Is it Minneapolis?
I think
Yes.
I think they play in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Oh man, the mini got me. You could clip that. All right. So should I just?
You just stick with Minnesota.
Nah.
No, I'm not gonna.
What even is in
I mean,
Minneapolis
if
besides
if
the
we're
Vikings?
giving him all northeastern teams because of Boston, I think you can put Minnesota.
Dude, I'm getting like
safely.
2,
What do you mean? You getting the Bruins,
or I'm getting 3.
the Red Sox,
I'm getting 4.
the Celtics
the Celtics,
and the Patriots.
and the Patriots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all in Boston besides 1. Am I wrong?
Right.
that's true.
So then, what's Mark talking about?
The fact that if
I
you,
don't know.
if, you
Yeah,
get,
I
if you
guess-
get a 90-mile radius for your teams,
No,
then
whatever.
you can just put Minnesota. I'm sure all those teams play within the same area anyway in Minnesota. I just don't know if
It's
in
Minneapolis.
or
I know Minneapolis is where the Viking Stadium is, but the other teams I don't know.
So then, how good of a sports team is it? Or I mean, sorry, it's a sports city.
It's a really good sports
so
city.
good that they named the state after the city.
Apparently, they have really good. Apparently, I haven't been there, but apparently
Allegedly.
the food,
Allegedly.
the food's great.
Yeah, and
Stadium's awesome.
no one's never died in Chicago either. Allegedly,
What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to
Okay.
say
The
give your farce with the
stadium's
farce.
awesome. They do the skull thing. That's cool.
Yeah,
Lame.
No, it's cool.
that is cool.
Um,
They blow the horn.
you got the Minnesota Wild, who are a perennial playoff team. You also have the Minnesota Twins, World Series winners. How many Phillies have won 2 World
Oh,
Series,
man,
right?
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett, one of the best players that nobody talks about.
Yep.
And am I forgetting? And you got the Timberwolves, man. Anthony Edwards. I forgot about the
You left out Kent Herbeck too.
I mean, it's a great place. And if you want to see some snow, you want some cold weather, you want some chili.
Probably the best accents in all of sporting towns.
Do they have Skyline chili there?
No, they just have like real chili.
Yeah.
Skyline chili is like chili on top of
They
spaghetti.
have to try to fatten you up for the winter there. So they have regular chili.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The My Pillow guy is from there.
Prince is also from there.
It's sad that you know more about the My Pillow guy than you do fucking Ken Griffey Jr. I'm just gonna throw this out there.
He's like my hometown of Minnesota.
I'm lost.
I told you,
My pillows.
it's hard.
There's a bunch, but it's like which one?
You're the My Pillow guy. That's right, little Tommy. And
You know
they're
what? I
I
Homegrown
think
in
you
my
gotta
own
stick with your
town of
original pick
Minnesota.
here.
I gotta go. I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's a fantastic.
Those
pick.
two things are the same thing that you just picked. in
I
4
know
and
that's
5.
why I don't want to pick them, but you got to go with the best on the board.
Yeah.
And Green Bay,
Dang
I
it.
mean, the people in the town, they literally live across the street from the stadium.
They literally own the team.
They own the team. They do the thing in the preseason where the guys ride the bicycles through the city to the training camp.
Listen, I don't have to love them, but I respect them.
And I think going to Lambeau is similar to going to Fenway.
I'd imagine
Even though
it
I
is.
haven't been. But, I mean, especially since you seen that addition that they added a few years ago,
Yeah.
it looks pretty sick.
Yeah, Lambeau is now on the bucket list. Now that I've been to the Mecca Soldier Field,
I mean, for the love of God, the trophy's named after the man.
Okay, I guess.
that's tough to swallow.
Cheese. Beer.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the food there. I guess.
A lot of cheese, right? And don't they have like all the beer, the breweries over there too? Take
Dang,
the beer
dude.
tours.
You got me running through circles there.
Where
Yeah.
in Green Bay? Yeah.
Yeah. You got the beer tours, you got the cheese tours.
There's a lot of cheese and IPA up in Green Bay.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Be
like my
right
type
up
of
your
place.
alley. Yep.
farting up a storm.
So I'm going to go with a city that's just rich in culture, and I don't know if it gets any more American than Washington D.C.
Oh, I cannot wait to destroy this pick.
Washington D.C. I mean, they have the greatest sports name in history for any team. which is
Commanders?
The Commanders.
Womp.
I want to
you've got
be on the
the-
same board with you, but I want to defend it because you're so against it. Go.
You got
I'll
the
wait,
you got
please
the
don't.
Nationals. You got the Capitals.
The Capitals are good. But both of those teams have won a championship in the last 5 years. So
You know, you got who's there? And you got the Bullets,
it's the Wizards.
the Wizards.
God.
It's the weakness. I mean, I don't know.
No,
maybe
the
not.
weakness is the Commanders,
No,
the fans,
no,
the
the
franchise, the
Wizards.
organization,
No, it's
the
not their
stadium.
fault. And they stand
Everything
beh-
is
they
terrible
behind-
there.
No,
It's the owner.
They know that none of them like Dan Snyder, but they're still loyal to their team.
No, they're not. You saw that picture of them watching practices
Don't
and
listen
and
to
the
this
state
guy.
and
This-
watching
they're-
being in the stadium for games. It's like
They
20%
love-
attendance.
They love their team
The
so much so
stadium
that they want
doesn't-
to
Dude, they
rename them
hate-
the Redskins
they
again.
hate-
That's how much they love their team. They love the history.
They hate the new mascot that they have. They're
amazing.
tired of name changes.
You know
I mean,
who hates everything? Eagles fans. Eagles fans hate life itself, I think. I mean, they're awful human beings.
Wow.
They throw shit at one another.
That's true.
I mean, you don't
No,
see
we
that
eat
happening
shit.
in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
You
they
have
eat
them-
shit,
you
Rob.
have
Get
them-
it right.
You know, you have everybody
No.
falling in line. It's the most American city there is.
the Commanders. The Commanders.
God bless America.
The Commanders bring down that pick really bad. Like no joke. They're a terrible run team.
Right now.
the fans
And you wanna-
don't
You want to talk about
associate.
museums?
The Wizards are off the, map.
The Museum of Museums resides in Washington D.C. The Smithsonian. There's so much history.
Got the White
so
House.
much culture.
The Washington Monument.
Young Zach, you could learn a little bit if you took a field trip.
Pentagon
to
is
Washington.
also
Actually,
there.
I did go to DC and it's pretty. The DC is a pretty area. It's nice, but sports. I mean, who goes
Georgetown.
to DC for
I mean,
sports?
Georgetown. Their fan base is incredible.
Name one memorable tailgate or like event that happened for like a sports franchise in DC.
What do you mean?
Every
Like
time
I can't think
Georgetown
of
plays,
I can't think of anyone wanting to go to DC for a really good tailgate or a really good experience.
Obviously, you're
That's
not
a good
familiar
point.
with you're not familiar with Georgetown
Like
basketball, brother.
The
That's
two
why.
picks before this were miles ahead as far as like tailgates go or like events or like pre-gaming for a matchup. Like
No, this is they do it all underground, man. It's probably the most policed
yeah, they're
city
all mole people
on the
They all
board.
live underground because they can't get sun exposure with their teams being this terrible. They don't want to see the light.
It's a fantastic
Is that the
sports
last
city.
pick?
No, I'm ripping DC until I can think of something here.
Do it. Just take Jacksonville. You turncoat.
No, I can't. Can you imagine? I had something and now it's gone.
I'm gonna take Orlando, Florida.
No.
Stop doing
All right, I'm gonna go with an up and coming
Please don't. Oh God, I hope you take this one so bad.
Oh,
Viva
okay.
Las Vegas.
Oh,
That's not a bad pick at last.
That
Mr.
hockey team
Irrelevant.
expansion
So-
isn't bad. They're doing pretty well. I mean,
so when you
Vegas
think of
has
Vegas-
the Raiders.
do you think of sport like people getting behind their sports, or do you think that they don't give a shit because they're on the casinos? That's what I think.
Bet on sports.
I don't think anybody cares about.
Betting on their home team.
That's the only thing they care about is they just care about the outcome of the game.
I mean, that's a big reason why a
That's it.
sports city is good because they care about the outcome of their team.
no, but
Man, you left
usually
a
they're
big
betting
one-
against
You left a
them.
big one on the board, both of you guys. That I thought was better.
I had to go
than
with
both
Las
your last
Vegas.
picks.
Say it.
Cleveland.
Oh,
Oh hell no!
No, I've been to Cleveland.
I never, so I
well,
can't.
you should have taken it after your shit picks there, buddy.
I can't pick Cleveland because
Green
I've just
Bay?
never been.
Minnesota's a shit pick. You
Minnesota's
get a
not shit
whole
pick.
fucking state. That's
Minnesota's a
amazing.
weak pick. It's not a shit pick.
Yeah, maybe I should have took.
Well, what was the other
took
one?
Cleveland.
I was
Cleveland.
waiting for one of you assholes to say
say
Houston.
Cleveland.
I wanted you to say Houston.
No,
so
I
bad.
like Cleveland is cool because they're similar to Detroit, where the
Everything's right there. It's all centrally located.
where the Guardians play is like a block away from where the Cavs play, and then you could walk to where the Browns play.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty cool.
and it's cool. Like they have their food, like kind of like Church Street is downtown Orlando. It's like in between the two stadiums, so you walk from one to the other, and then there's a whole bunch of shops and bars, and
I thought about
their fans are pretty. Their fans are pretty loyal too,
Yeah.
especially the Browns.
No, I
And
would've-
then you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2 blocks from
Yeah.
the.
I would have picked
Stadium.
it, but it's just funnier to not pick it.
It is funny to not pick.
Plus,
it,
I
but
also just have never been there, so I can't go through that, explanation.
One city in my head that I think would be a really cool town because I think it'd be kind of low key, but yet still awesome, and it's got like that Midwesterny charm would be Charlotte. The Hornets and the
Charlotte
Panthers. It's probably a pretty cool area.
Charlotte- pretty.
I wanted to say St. Louis just because of the
I
Cardinals.
almost took them.
The Cardinals have a nice. Basically, their whole downtown is built around the stadium,
Yeah.
and they have like a lot of Cardinals bars. If the Rams were still there, it would have been. I think it's slam dunk because they still have the St. Louis Blues, who won a championship like 3 years ago. They got a good fan base.
I nearly took them instead of Washington, D.C., only for the sheer fact that you want to talk about an entire state. I don't think you can find one non-Cardinal fan in all of Missouri.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, it's insane. And that, they just bleed history.
What
the
about
Cardinals.
Nashville?
I almost took Nashville, but I think besides the Titans, I can't really think of anything.
Their hockey
The
team
Predators.
is one of the biggest fan bases in the league.
Yeah.
They have a
Even
good
I
old
know about the
time.
Predators, yeah.
That's a good one. I just don't know how close is the Titans to
Yeah.
actually Nashville.
I
don't
thought
know.
about Indy as well. The Pacers, the Colts.
That is
What
another
else
good
do you
one.
really go to Indy for besides sports?
I thought about Tuscaloosa too.
I thought about it. Yeah, for Bama.
for Alabama.
But who else?
They say I don't think you need anyone else. They say that's like there's one town that is somewhere between Alabama and
We
Auburn
left a big one out.
where
too.
they say like it just divides one street. One side of the street is all Alabama, and it's like a clear divide. The other side is all Auburn Tigers.
So
That'd be pretty neat.
hear me out here. Right in our backyard. We didn't say Tampa.
I thought about Tampa.
The
but
Rays are always good.
Yeah.
Fan support isn't always good there, but
Right.
the Bucks, they got good fan support. The game day experience, I don't know if you've been there, but
I've been to a Bucks game.
it's
before.
a fun tailgate. The stadium's nice, and then you got the Lightning, who I hate, but have won like
Yeah.
two championships
I
the
will
last 4
say,
years,
you start
and
going
they have a good fan base.
15 minutes outside of where we are now, headed west, you start seeing the Lightning
Yeah, I hate it.
paraphernalia everywhere.
I
You
hate
get
it.
into the city, and then all the beach communities that are an hour north or an hour south of Tampa, it's all Go Bolt stuff.
Oh yeah, every time I'm on the beach when we go to the Gulf,
Yeah.
it's all. Oh, I loved it. I was last year when they were getting mopped in the finals. I was just clapping in the bar. I was in danger, and I was with my family. It was a bad move.
I did think about Tampa. I thought.
Except you're in Tampa, and everyone the median age is like 75.
Yeah, no,
you think
not really.
you think Kansas City enough with the Chiefs is to?
I thought
put 'em
about
on there?
them, but then the second team is the Royals.
Yeah, exactly. Who?
George Brett, dude.
Yeah,
Who?
but still, I mean, at this point, they're almost a joke, you know.
God, what's a joke is his lack
Who's
of
George
baseball
Brett?
knowledge. Jesus Christ.
Who's George Brett?
Outro this shit before I get
All right,
angry.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was the best sports cities / towns draft. Number one, we had Titletown. Titletown, what'd you pick?
Team Tattletown went with New York, New Orleans, Miami, Minnesota, and Green Bay.
Team 2, team not Philly, went Chicago, Detroit, Dallas, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C.
All right, and then Team Go Team went number 1, Los Angeles. Number 2, Philly. We went number 3, Boston, Seattle, and Las Vegas. That is the draft. Please let us know if we missed anything as far as these towns and cities go. Also, please comment below. Let us know who won this draft. Go follow us on social media, GO1 Podcasts.
Hartford.